Welcome back to the Roadside Rescue YouTube channel. Right behind me is a GMC Yukon. I'm not even sure what year it is. I just told them how much it would be to come out and diagnose it. They said it hasn't been starting. It's done this a few months ago in the past. I don't know if it did it multiple times or just once, but they said after they let it sit for a couple of days, then it started fine afterwards. So it's not doing that now because it's been sitting at least, what's today, Friday, all of this week because they live pretty far away from me. I wasn't sure if I was even going to make it out here, but it's Friday. I fitted in Friday morning, so pretty much the last chance they got. And it's still not starting, so let's go ahead and figure out what's going on. Could be anything. Guess this is a nice neighborhood. The vehicle owner just left for work this morning and left their truck like this, so I mean, having the hood open is no big deal, but I never leave the hoods open if I go anywhere on my vehicle, so. We are kind of out in the middle of nowhere though, so that's nice. All right, what do we got? Vortec, yeah, just the Vortec motor here, same as the Chevys. All right, pretty familiar with these. Let's see what's going on then. I'm interested to figure out. Oh boy. All right, let's see what's going on. Well, that sounds like it wants to start. It sounds like it's pretty much firing without fuel, so it might not have fuel. Because it sounds like it's doing more than just turning over. You know what I mean? Alright, let's go ahead and leave this on. Turn on the scan tool. Alright, I'll check back when I get the diagnostics run. Hey, look what I said. It's not the fuel pump exactly, it's a fuel pump relay, it looks like. Actually, hopefully it's just the relay. Yeah. I'm gonna test the relay first and then I'll test the fuel pressure. I was thinking the way it was trying to kind of fire over, made me think that the fuel pump was maybe working a little. I'm not gonna assume that first. That would be dumb. All right, we've got fuel pump right here, is the same as the AC compressor, is the same as the fog lamp. We've got 3 of those. I'm assuming the AC probably works. I can check it real quick, but I'm just gonna swap those before I even do that and just see if it'll turn on. Maybe the bad one. All right, let's see. Hopefully it's just the relay, not like the circuit. Oh yeah. So that might be the fuel pump then. Oh, I think I'm gonna have to do a lot of work today. It seems like it's gonna be the fuel pump to me. There's no access door, so I can't really test anything down here at the pump, wiring included, until I drop it out, so yeah, let me go double check up at the relay that everything's fine there, and then if so, coming down here. I don't think there's going to be a wiring problem, especially not out here in dry Utah. You can just see how easy stuff is to take apart. It's a 2009. So yeah, we're gonna regardless have to drop the tank after that, so fun. All right, I've got my bi-directional tool on there. And I'm gonna turn that fuel pump relay on in a minute. I'm gonna check the pressure at the fuel rail when I do that first, just because that's easier, and then I'm gonna check for voltage at the relay after that. because on these Vortec motors, they've got that nice Schrader valve on the fuel rail. All right, that's on. Let's just hit this relay, see if we hear anything. That's still on. Yeah. Any fuel pressure? No. Now I'll take that off and check for voltage here next. Alright, I just have like a little piece of wire stuffed in there, but I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be 12 volts when I have it turned on and nothing when it's off. So that might be an issue. It turns out the battery was just dying. So then that did have voltage there equal to the AC compressor relay. It was looking the same when that was turned off. So I'm gonna go ahead then and drop this tank, order the fuel pump to the closest AutoZone, and probably go get some lunch halfway through. I don't know. That fuel tank's halfway full though. That's probably super heavy. All right, well, I was gonna go for it. I didn't have any tools unpacked. Speaking of which, I need to make sure I've got all those packed back up before I get on the interstate because I'm headed home. I was gonna go for it, and I headed over here to AutoZone to grab the fuel pump. They don't have one anywhere nearby. The vendor's out of stock. That happens like once a month. It seems like to me some weird random part will just be out of stock even from the vendor. But they should be able to get some through like a third-party source and resell it to me. So I'm gonna head back to my store in Provo and do that because that's gonna be a one-day shipping regardless. So I'll be back up here another morning, which honestly I'm okay with because I was gonna pick up a jerry can and some tubes and stuff to siphon gas here, but I'd rather just bring my own stuff that I already have so I don't have to buy more up next time, because when I drop that tank, I'm gonna siphon out all of it before I put the tank back in because it's gonna be real heavy. Anyways, I'll check back in on this video when I'm back out here, probably 2 days from now in the morning. All right, I'm back. Here's that new fuel pump. It's a few days because it was the weekend, so the overnight got here on Tuesday. It's Wednesday morning because I was waiting on 2 overnight things, so I did the other one last night. Don't know why I'm looking in there. I just got my mind underneath the car today because that's where we're gonna be. All right, so I just got started. I've got this up on a jack stand, and the first few lines, it just took a minute to disconnect those. Probably, I mean, like 3 to 5 minutes. I haven't completely disconnected them yet, and I've got to deal with that big one still. I don't see exactly how to do it yet. Anyways, there's 2 up at the front, and then I've got to just do a couple bolts and start dropping this down and check everything. All right, it's got covered in dirt. I got that second bracket down, so this is just held up by my jack now. I've got to get these lines disconnected. I misplaced my flashlight somewhere, so got to go grab my other one or find that, because one of the lines up front won't disconnect. But I've got all the clamps figured out. Just got to separate the lines now. I just don't want to get covered in gas. And I'll show you the front ones too. And here's the 2 at the front of the tank. Okay, I just got all these disconnected. This one just had to slide out, so I just wasn't sure. You can see where that plastic right there's a little bent. That's because I started it with a screwdriver. I think we're ready to drop this though. I'm pretty sure it's disconnected to everything. And that's super nice. Normally you can't really do that without starting to drop the tank a little and reaching stuff up above it, so that would be awesome. here's me. I don't want to get my hair all dirty, and I've got a bunch of mats and blankets down. The ground's still wet on this side of the parking, but out there where it's sunny, not. But it's gonna be wet under here all day. All right, let's drop this out. Oh man, that was heavy. That's all the gas I got on the ground though, so I did a pretty good job. All right, let's clean this up and get that old pump out. I'm not sure if this will work. I've not tried it. But it's 1/2 inch. Oh, did you see that? Easy. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Gently lift it up and then clean up the rest of that dirt, which is all wet, so it shouldn't move around. Okay, make sure I vacuum out any dirt that got in there. There was 3 little pieces that I saw, but this siphon will work as a vacuum. See that piece right there? There it goes. So I'll make sure the tank's clean with this. While I siphon that out, I've got the ring pretty much all clean.
All right, I'm sliding the new fuel pump into place, and look at this. That's a little weird.
I was going to put the other connector back in and I noticed some burn marks, and I found where the old fuel pump failed. Just some burn marks on the connector. The relay was fine, I already tested it, so this burnt out first. All right, so I've got the straps tightened down so this tank's in. I got the front lines connected. You can see them there, if you can see them up there, and then I've got to do the 3 rear ones in the fill neck, and then I'm done. This thing should run after that. Not too bad, probably 3 hours, about what I was expecting. It was supposed to take around 4. I thought I could do it in about 3. All right, that's it. I'm done.
Okay, that's everything fill neck. The two up there and the hidden one on top there. And everything's tightened down. Let's see if this will start. My abs are killing me, my neck's killing me. Can't wait to have a lift one day. Not do this every day. All right, moment of truth. I've got that relay in there. It's gonna have to build fuel pressure, so it's not gonna start immediately. Yeah, I can hear it that time. There we go. I'm sure we got those fuel trims all out of whack. All right, let me disconnect the battery. Yeah, there you go. First try after disconnecting the battery. And it's setting in idle now. So that was like 2 seconds after I started it. I wasn't sure if it was gonna start well. So I was just waiting to start the camera, but that's perfect. Also got the check engine light off as well, which I was gonna have to deal with. That's a job well done. I'm pumped. Great to get these customers back on the road. They don't have to pay to tow it to a shop, so it's cheaper for them overall. If you like what you watch, make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you on the next episode. Check it out here.